Alright, welcome back to that magical time of week. It's back to Nitrous Overdose. And we still have the Ottomans breathing down our neck. Times are, although quite prosperous for Nitra, we are in a bit of a pickle diplomatically here. We have our good friend the Commonwealth, and thank goodness every day that we do. However, trying to expand in the HRE is seldom a quick process, and we do have to burn off aggressive expansion quite often. We've been integrating our subjects since indeed Saxony became part of us, and really opened up expansion into the Saxon lands. I want to get that culture embraced, promoted, and, well, all will belong to Nitra soon enough. But we have a problem. We have got a big green, double green probing problem that has been ravaging us for, well, over a century now. The Ottomans and Russia are allies, and as long as those two are allied, things go really badly for us. The Ottomans attack, they call in Russia, Russia curb stomps the Commonwealth, the Ottomans, 5 Ottoman to every Slovak, right? But even with that, we get stomped into jelly. As I said, we are pretty rich, treasury is looking quite overflowing, but all the money in the world is not helping us defeat the Ottomans, who so easily consumed all of Austria. Not that we sabotaged Austria in any way. Also, I just had a thought, why am I not getting any spy network on you when I really do want you to not be there? At the very least, Anhalt could try their hand at it, right? Nah. What I'm gonna do is actually go over to you and say it's time for some spy network. So I haven't been at this for a week now. Last streaming time we actually had a little giveaway. No giveaway this time. Well, the only thing I want to give away is the friendship between Russia and the Ottomans. We're going to try and take care of that. Jake, just arm all your peasants. Worked in Stronghold 3. I know Stronghold 3 is garbage, but I kind of really want to get back to playing it. So what are we going to do about Russia and the Ottomans? Well, a silver opportunity has been handed to us. It's not quite golden yet. Russia is in a big war with the Danes right now, Denmark and Sweden. It's a bit of a curb stomp for them, but Russia have completely depleted their manpower. And this is opportunity for us. So much opportunity that I'm going to forget to put on my forts, I'm sure. I don't think all these forts are going to be necessary, but we're going to do them up anyway. Yes, for whilst we can't actually strike the Russians and keep the Ottomans out, nor can we strike the Ottomans and keep the Russians out, we can embrace what is one of my fundamental philosophies of playing Europa Universalis. And that is that there is no CB like no CB. Nogai is allied with Russia. They're Russia's only ally outside of the Ottomans. This is our one opportunity to really crush the Russia and make them end this relationship they have with the Ottomans. Hopefully it will remain ended. They do have a spare slot for being an enemy, and Ottomans really do need a rival other than France and Commonwealth. Hopefully they don't make it me. That would be, well, not very funny. Now, it would be a clever thing to actually stop and take note of the situation before declaring this war, but stopping and thinking is a fool's errand. Let's just do it. Yeah, we don't worry about aggressive expansion. We don't worry about the fact that we are quite close to finishing our Diplo ideas, and which would have the effect of this. We just do it. We can just worry later. Let a day pass to see all the allies that join in on their side. It's quite a few. The Turks want military access. We say heavens no. We have our army. The enemy have theirs. Frankly, the numbers don't look all that great. Wow, Nagai bring quite a lot to the party here, don't they? But hey, 5 dead Russians to every Slovak, right? We can somewhat increase our chances here. I should get some extra artillery fire, or artillery shock if I'm that way inclined. Our manpower looks pretty good. I'm sure we'll find ways to burn that throughout this war. But otherwise, why don't we just go in all guns a-blazing? Now, we lost quite a lot of our stability there, and I can't actually get rid of that war exhaustion right now. So what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to need more of these cannons pretty swiftly, because, hey, we need to blast the enemy away with what we're soon to have as increased artillery fire. It's really good, though. It just about doubles how good your cannons are. And it gives you new cannons. There's just no end to the goodness that it provides. Russian tech is so Russian, it doesn't matter how many there are, Jake. Yeah, Russians are on par technologically. 16 is great, but 15 would have been lovely to have over them. So, how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I should probably get 8 of them in total. That seems like a nice round number. He says, completely forgetting how to recruit units once again. Get an extra one in our capital, double time. So, get kind of into position, lads. I also want to have everything I can squeeze here. I don't know why I haven't stated you. Maybe there was a reason, but I'm just not seeing it. Lovely land. Oh, maybe that's why the states just come at me going, give us land. Don't want to give you that, it's flooded with... Ooh, I want to give you that though. Manpower is really high. Although it is full of iron. Yeah, I might as well keep the nobility happy at least for a wee while. Maybe it was I didn't want their influence going too high. Nah, why even worry? We'll just hand it out. We're nice guys around here. Jake, please show aggressive expansion in Europe to make sure no coalition. That increased aggressive expansion in Europe by 1. Brandenburg went from 50 to 51. Bohemia went from 1,000,000 to 1,000,001. It's no big deal. What is a big deal is that we take Russia by surprise here. A lot of their units are still locked up in Sweden, so with a touch of luck we can drop kick the units they have stationed inside Commonwealth. Again, a clever person would have waited for them to be in good position so we could just sandwich them. But I want this to be a good, fair fight. Said nobody ever. I want to win. So, units are paid for, the forts that matter are paid for, including those that don't matter. Let's undo that. But what's important is that the Ottomans are not involved in this war. Hopefully we don't get sneak attacked by any of these guys who are just going to be running around. Actually, with that in mind, I wouldn't mind having this part fortified up as well, just in case some little rascals come knocking in. And good, none of that was fortified either, so I did figure we might have been caught unawares there. So my good friend the Commonwealth actually has manpower, unlike Russia, although Russia is flaunting an unending supply of mercenary scum. So hopefully the Commonwealth just pull all their socks up and get to work. Okay, I see the Russians are keen on coming down to my south. I want my units mobilized first though. I'm sure you'll be just fine, Commonwealth. Another thing is I want to bring in enough firepower to bring down walls. Vladimir Bell will probably have everything sorted out. Should probably also put my diplomats to something that resembles work. The Palatinate still hate my guts, even though we improve relations quite a bit. Gonna improve relations just a bit further in case they start seeing me as someone that they want to attack later on. And times have been better with our good friend over in Burgundy, but man, really nobody likes us around here. I'm gonna have to expand via Anhalt because otherwise my reputation among the HRE is just gonna go even further downhill than it already is. At least Denmark could stand to like us a bit more, so there we go. Got our diplomats at work doing what they do. Once we have all these cannons that frankly I could have had ready ages ago if I'd recruited them before going to war. And war exhaustion doesn't tick down on its own, so let's get rid of it this way. So there you go, 4 of you over to Wroclaw with you. Anywhere will do. I'll settle for that. And then 1, 2, 3, and there should be somebody else just faffing about right now. That's you. On you go. I don't know what to do with this wildcard staff. We'll just have it hanging back, chilling out. We still make a good surplus. Let's go bring the fight to the Russians. Well, boy am I glad I actually activated that fort. It's not looking too great right now, but wow, he has a really good stack there actually. We can still send him packing though. It's a shame it's farmlands, but We should really get on that, actually. Don't trust the rust. It's going to be amusing if we manage to get all the attrition here. We do not. Yeah, surely they'd never win on a 7% there. The numbers don't look too great straight away. But the fact that Moskva is almost down already, thanks to the Commonwealth using a great cannon stack, does make me very happy. I just kind of have to believe in the Commonwealth here a wee bit. Let's get you guys all together over here. France and Denmark no longer rivaled, which could pose a problem, but hopefully does not. And Centers of Reformation still giving me a hard time. Yeah, I knew it wouldn't fall. Alright, this should be plenty to get you destroyed. Fire phase comes first, and we have 6 fire. We are years ahead. Alright, things looking good on the Russian front. We're doing our part as well. Get the hell out of my land, Russia. Get the hell out of my land. There we go. Oh, that feels good. Sending them packing. They're probably going to have a long way to run, but that's their problem. Boy, I am really glad I kept that fort activated. This is a bit unfortunate though. They decided to drop the siege on Moscow to go and reinforce this dead battle. And one of my generals just died. Oh, hello! You really like sneaking around my country. I don't want to keep any of my forts inactive then. Goodbye, prestige. I didn't need you. That's an unfortunate early loss there. But Crimea we might be able to get out of this fairly swiftly if their capital is so close to falling. So good luck with that. That'll force not only Crimea but their little subjects out of this as well, which are, they do add up. They really do. This is woodland if I recall well, so a nice defensive place for us to attack. And it's not like our units have taken too much damage here, so we should just get stuck in. Wait until the turn of the month is on our way. We'll admire that Crimea is in a bad place right now. And who do we not care so much about? Ah, we got great relations with the Commonwealth, never mind them. Also takes no time for you to come back. You get in there, you'll be there on the 5th. You get there, you'll be there on the 2nd. So we'll give you 3 days. 1, 2, 3. Wow, Wurzburg, you uncouth scum. So it's been a fun war, Crimea, I have to agree. But how about... man, I don't even know. Wouldn't mind you being a Nitran vassal, but... sadly I can't take your land, and it's occupied by me because, well, the Commonwealth sure don't want it. They want some of this though, and I have no qualms giving it to them. Sadly, that is Russian. I can just take some money. We won't get much of it, but we'll get some of it. And... guaranteeing... we can get rid of your independence being guaranteed by Russia. To be honest, I would like to push them a bit more. Like, I would like to get myself a subject over here. But that's not such a big priority. Nitra is one for being landlocked anyway. We just enjoy it more. I don't know if any of these other things really matter so much to us. Nah. I'm not seeing it, frankly. I'm just happy to get them out of the war. Burghers are sad. The burghers are always going to be sad. Alright, there we go. Now that does keep Nagai around, and notice that Russia is force marching their way over there to be part of that battle. But we don't worry so much about them. We have our own backup coming in from the Commonwealth. And what's this? What's this? Now, it's not actually Nagai that we want to target here. Notice that balanced out the numbers just a little bit more. given how fiercely the great Nitran forces fight. It's hardly a surprise. I mean, look at that. 19 to 3.6. 5 of them dead for every one of our own. That's how great Slovaks are. At fighting, but, you know, everything in general. Which reminds me about something I want to touch on. Now, I don't normally bother with YouTube comments because that is one place to go to completely lose your sanity. But I found it quite interesting to say, oh, so you're a racist now, father, when it comes to a campaign like this. All I can really say to that is it truly racism when the race is just inferior in every way? Yeah, think about it. So whilst we're doing the heavy work of mopping up the Russians here, the Commonwealth are having their wonderful happy time just wandering around here. I'm also wondering why I let Anhalt just go away like that, when I should probably tell him to be a bit more attaching to me. Oh man, I love this game. You'd think you'd fall out of love with a game after playing it so much, but nope, not happening. I just love it. I'm also wishing that I had stayed in my own territory to get additional reinforcements there, but let's not worry about the small stuff. Let's just go and crush the rush. 16th there, 12th there, and give it 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and in you go. That's Highlands for us. It's not even a mystery. We're going to crush them and reduce their numbers ever further. But it's like that moment in Helk. We need to actually reinforce on the eastern front after this, because for everyone we kill here, they're pretty much going to respawn back over in Russia. Because that's how Russians work. You kill them and they just send in their sons and fathers and everything else with a pulse onto the front line. Fortunately, Nagai don't fight for much. But we still need to go and reinforce. I can be fairly confident that we've helped out enough there. I feel like I should have an extra general here, but I do not want to turn our great leader into one. Look at him there. 363, free-thinking, cruel individual. I especially like the cruel part. Really speaks to me on an intimate level. Now we have 2 siege. We need to be putting that to work. It's the fastest way to get in there ourselves. I want up onto Moscow. We need the Russians to feel the pain here. We do not have a truce with the Ottomans, but they are ruled by 066. Diplomatic ruler who would never dream of taking our lands away from us. Jake, are you expecting condottieri of the Ottomans for Russia? I don't think they'll do that. He might be cruel, but nah, not worried about it. So there's you with Anhalt. I don't think we have anything to worry about there. Also, how are you doing, Anhalt? No need to pay off your debts, which is nice. And Smolensk is woodland, as I recall. No, it's grassland. Okay. I recall wrongly then. Either way, we need to bust them up and chase them out. Jake, another 20 stack just went into Otto land. Man, I can tell why. There was this one fort that kind of blocked them seeping into our country like that, and I gave it away in an earlier war because I'm just like that. Alright, give you a day, we'll go in and crush them, send them packing, and I will send in some cannons and 2 siege pips to help with Moscow. Thankfully they've already tacked the oh nice, I'm liking all this killing that we're doing. They've already gone and taken the disease outbreak for us. We'll just hang out here, and then we'll go there a bit later. Everybody wins, especially us. Manpower is still okay. Step aside, Brandenburg. We'll show you how warfare is done. Jake, you make money and still have manpower. Something is going horribly here. It's just carefully planned and executed war. Like I constantly say, there is no CB like no CB. It catches your enemies unaware. Enemies look at Casus Belli, borders, they think, he wouldn't possibly do that. And then you go, whoa, I had no idea he would no CB Ulm just to drag me into this. And that's when you've already won. And that's why the walls of Moskva are going down next month. Calling my shot. Oh yeah, I completely forgot that I did not actually get our awesome Tech 16, because we didn't even need it. But we'll get it now. Wow, those battles would have gone so much better if I had. Let's get those decent cannons as well. So I'm talking about, you know, we didn't stop to worry about all the consequences before pulling the trigger. We just pulled that trigger, and that is why we're on top now. That was really stupid of me. I should have gotten that tech. I'm glad someone noticed it. So the capital is down. We could get them out right now, right here and now. But I am actually kind of keen to get some land back for our friends in the Commonwealth. I don't know what land exactly. And it's tricky because, damn, I would love to get some land for myself, but I simply can't because we don't have the coring range on anything here due to having no core. Alright, so Commonwealth's feeling good. They're gunning right into that. Not sure I want to back that kind of behaviour. At the very least, Commonwealth would want their core back. But is there any long-lasting damage that one can do to a Russia this big? Especially when they're a non-co-belligerent. Well, we can worry about that in a bit. For now, I should think about busting more bunkers. Yaroslav is nice, but Novgorod is worth some good bucks. And maybe I should consider backing up the Commonwealth here. I don't want them just throwing their lives away. I know it's very hard mode, but they still do have a bit of recovery that they have to do between these. Okay, you know what, forget that. There are some battles you win, and some battles you're just born to lose. With that in mind, maybe I shouldn't be pushing so deep into the Russians anyway. That actually looks like curtains for them, but at least they managed to get all the Russians stuck onto one point there. That's alright. Isn't Neva the Russian capital? It is. So it would be pretty good if we busted our way through Novgorod to get there. It gives us that nice +5 for peace as well. Now I just called in the Commonwealth for favours here, nothing fancy. So they're going to be super happy when I give them loads of land. This is more units than I need on Novgorod, but I do want him to be dissuaded from attacking me. Wow, Commonwealth drank their manpower pretty fast, and the Russians have been gaining manpower. Makes me almost as sick as their 346 force limit. Bad times for the world. Jake, would freeing Sweden slow them down a bit? Sweden is pretty free. Wow, Commonwealth just really does not want block to fall. They're keen to just keep throwing soldiers into that meat grinder. Well, whatever works for you, buddy. I'm going for the capital. End Russian rivalry with PLC and give the PLC a coastline for galleys versus Otto. There are no amount of galleys that would beat the Ottomans right now. No feasible amount of galleys, at least. That's a good point, though. I should actually try to end their rivalry with the PLC. And that might just make them rival the Ottomans instead. That's a lot to kind of ask for. It's 40. To end rivalry and end alliance. But grabbing Novgorod and St. Petersburg should be enough for that, especially since the occupations carry on in earnest.